Hi guys, I'm back again. In my last previous vlog, I was able to relate on how I became an online teacher being an OFW. And for the past 10 years, I was able to work here as a marketing coordinator, like marketing communications and coordinator. And I previously resigned after that 10 year, and I was able to check online what could be the possible or possibly the job online that I can temporarily take, so I can keep up myself here. And from day to day, of course, being an online teacher, um, I was able to manage my schedule, like from Saturday to Thursday. um, I'm going to log in from 7 a.m. or from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's Abu Dhabi time. And so it's gonna be 2 o'clock in Japan's time until 12 a.m. And 4 to 5 months back, during the pandemic situation, we have experienced a curfew here, a lockdown, a restrictions. And however, this time around, the government already lifted any restrictions, and right now we can go out except for few penalty, like if there's a violation, like not wearing proper mask when you're outside, then you'll be fined like 3,000 dirhams, and other penalties that they're going to give it to you when you violate something like social distancing. When I started teaching online, I observed that I think it's been like 4 months now that I'm teaching online, and I observed that when I teach Japanese and I ask them what's the possible reason why they cannot really speak straight English, and they told me that since they were taught English during their younger years, and but the subject in school that were taught, like all the subjects were translated in Japanese, so they they know the structure, the grammar, and so forth, but for the application wise, they don't know how to apply even the simple application of the grammar and the usage, and also the common expressions. They know the meaning, but they cannot express themselves using the English language because they're not taught really to express themselves freely. And like if they have questions, they rather remain silent and just don't raise their questions, like whenever they're in school. So they were taught that way, so everything is assumed that they have understood the subject well. And of course, I can see that English is very important in order for you to express yourself, and of course I can see that if there is, I mean, if it's translated in Japanese, they would not know how to give out their opinions freely using the English language. So that's why they're starting it now. And even though they adult, they're still starting to learn English. Actually, I have one student who's already 71 years old, and yet she loves to explore. Like, and I told her Like, it's not yet too late for her to learn English, even though on that age she's willing to expand herself or improve herself well in English. And I'm really proud of that student, and that's my regular student. And secondly, they know the grammar usage or grammar rules. However, they cannot really compose even a simple sentence using the proper application in English. So, or the rules, the simple rules in English. So they know, however, they cannot really use that properly. So what I did to my students is like, I let them, um, of course, besides the samples, the actual samples given on a lesson. And during our lesson, I tried to compose a sentence so that they will know when and how to apply it. Like, I'm using a sample that is related to our daily lives, so I'm using them as an example, such as, you are so hilarious, so that I can explain the meaning of the word itself. Not only vocabulary, and actually I combine the grammar rules, like the subject and the verb, and the proper use of the tenses, and also the vocabulary words that I know that they can really understand easily. Like when I use that to ask them a question, so I revise the question. Like, even if there's a question in the lesson, like comprehension question, I see to it that I'm going to revise them. If they cannot understand the question, I'm going to compose a question which is really on their level, like same in English, however they can understand the other way around. So the simplest question that they can understand, and then I incorporate all the proper tenses, and then the subject. First thing that I observed from the Japanese is their pronunciation. Even though they can read, however, they cannot really enunciate the words. Like, they're doing it fast, which I told them to slow down so that they can really express, or they can really pronounce the words really well, clearly, and with exact words as how it sound. And what I learned from my day-to-day teaching online is that being a teacher online is not an easy task. So we should be able to understand your student, and from day to day, you are encountering students with different personalities, with different like attitude, and has different or have different moods. So you should be able to adapt yourself being a teacher and understand what are their primary needs. So when I encounter like that kind of attitude, which is a unique one, I was able to learn how to adjust. So adjust my teaching. So when did I start? Like from the grading, the moment I see my student happy expression, and I can feel it, then I'm going to match it. So I'm going to match that expression. So, but if they responded to me like very serious, then I'm going to also adapt to their kind of mood. So from day to day, I was able to learn what are the things to consider in teaching. So it's not an easy task. So you should actually improve from your day-to-day teaching. What else needing to be done, like to improve yourself, like in handling students, and also your teaching style. um, you are learn and we are learning every day, so from our students directly, and what needs to be followed or what needs to be done, and the things that we should avoid. So that's why I was able to realize that my teaching is strategy is very effective for me, because I was able to maintain my rating as a teacher. So it's like my rating specifically from 5, 98, 97, then it will go back to 96, and then 98 again. So I do not experience, seldom that I experience like a low rating. So the low rating that I got is like only once, like 3, that's it. And then all of that um, goes to, like, it will go back to 5, and then um, 1 rating of 4, okay, and 1 being 3. So I must say that my teaching strategy is so effective. So I was able to learn I was able to learn from my students, and I was able to adapt to their personality, their expressions, and their moods especially. So you just have to understand them really, what are their needs, because I believe that they're there so that we can teach them. So it's really up to us to know or to fill in the missing gap or the missing needs that we should be able to fill it up. So yeah, that's what I learned being a teacher, to be flexible and adaptable to their